Welcome to licensing for Colorado Child Care Centers and Family Child Care Homes. This brief module is offered as a complement to early care and education college courses that cover health, safety, and nutrition. It is not meant to be exhaustive, but simply highlight important best practices and key information, as well as provide you with additional resources. In Colorado, child care licensing is administered by the Colorado Department of Early Childhood. Many of the food and nutrition rules and regulations are the same for child care centers and family child care homes. For all programs, meals and snacks provided must meet current Child and Adult Care Food Program or CACFP meal pattern guidance and requirements. If a child brings a meal from home that does not appear to meet current CACFP meal pattern requirements, the program must have foods available to offer as a supplement to that meal. Children in care for more than 4 hours must be offered a meal. Serving sizes must be suitable for age and sufficient time allowed to eat. 100% juice can be offered up to 2 times per week, and no sugar-sweetened beverages can be offered. Additionally, children must not be given food contrary to religious belief or pose a known risk to safety. Foods and beverages cannot be used as a reward. Children are encouraged to engage in conversation and express independence during meals. For all child care center and family child care homes, there are rules and regulations specific to feeding infants. This slide covers the ones shared between each program type. Any change of diet and schedule must be communicated prior to implementing a new diet or schedule. For infants, it's important to remember you cannot prop bottles, put infants in their crib with the bottle, or mix cereal with the breast milk or infant formula in the bottle. Infants must always be held during a bottle feeding. Older infants must be provided with suitable foods that encourage self-feeding. Children who are actively eating may be in a high chair or other approved feeding equipment for longer than 15 minutes and must be removed once the feeding is complete. It's important to note that rules and regulations for each license type are updated separately on a rotating schedule. This leads to differences between the rules and regulations of each license type. Some rules specific to child care centers include posting menus 1 week in advance and retaining menus for 3 months. Also, diaper changing and food preparation spaces must be kept separate. Child care centers also have specific rules and regulations for feeding infants and toddlers. Infant equipment must meet Federal Consumer Product Safety Commission standards. Toddlers must always be supervised and sitting when eating, and staff should encourage children to try a variety of foods. Children must be moved away from the feeding location once feeding is complete. There are also rules and regulations specific to feeding all children in family child care homes. Ongoing communication with families is required, and families must have access to menus and be notified of substitutions. All food must be offered from the child's individual dish and utensils. Uneaten food must either be refrigerated and stored safely or must be served, eaten, or discarded within 4 hours of being prepared. All food preparing, serving, and eating surfaces must be washed, sanitized, and stored in a safe and sanitary manner. Milk and juice must be pasteurized. Children are encouraged but not forced to eat or drink. Food must be appropriate for age and safety, and water must be offered and available at all times and cannot be substituted for milk during meals. Grain-based desserts are limited to no more than 2 servings per week. All children must be sitting when eating, and children under 18 months must either be sitting or standing stationary while drinking. Children under 3 must either be fed or supervised when they are eating. Family child care home rules and regulations specific to feeding infants include never warming bottles in a microwave, and bottles cannot be reused. Unfinished bottles must be discarded after 1 hour. Providers must not offer formula, water, or other liquids without discussing substitutions or supplementation with the family. Providers must also make an area in the home available for a breastfeeding mother to breastfeed her infant while visiting the home during business hours. There must be a sufficient number of bottles provided for the entire day. Reused bottles must be washed, rinsed, and sanitized after each use. Formula must be mixed according to the manufacturer or written instruction from the child's healthcare provider. Additionally, bottles must be labeled with the child's name. Foods must be appropriate for the child's developmental stages. New foods cannot be introduced to a child under 12 months without permission. Honey and products containing honey must never be served to infants under 12 months of age. These resources support the content covered in this brief module. We encourage you to take a look at them for more information and to share with families in your care. Thank you for joining us to review Center and Family Child Care Home Licensing. This module is made possible by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and was developed in collaboration between the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, Colorado Department of Early Childhood, the Integrated Nutrition Education Program, Culture of Wellness in Preschools, Pikes Peak Community College, and Front Range Community College.